Gay. That's mood.
What?
Spent so much mental energy.
You didn't use that time in the bathroom to go jerk off?
No, dude. It takes
What
a
the
lot.
hell were you doing there?
Do you want to wait another hour?
Fuck.
Yeah.
Takes you an hour to beat off?
Sometimes.
God damn.
Oh my God.
This has got to be the cold open.
Oh, fuck. Mike was live.
Welcome back to the Ignorant Introverts podcast.
God damn it.
Hello.
Rated a bunch of beta pussies. God damn it.
Today, Junior.
So let's just preface this with we wanted to say that this podcast isn't going to come out when we wanted it to exactly, since we've kind of had delays up to this point. We said, oh, maybe we'll release episode 0 in like October. It's October 20th or 25th when we're recording this.
And I'm sure by the time you're watching it, it's
24th.
far past October.
Yeah, it's probably like
December.
end of November, probably December, because
December,
my over-analytical ass will go over this video and edit the shit out of it.
Yeah.
So
Forever.
Yeah.
For the rest of time.
But on the plus side, this podcast is much better quality. So
Yes.
on that note,
Yes.
that is
So,
the biggest
I mean,
W
we
of
could
the
just-
day.
We
Well-
can just
well,
re-record
no.
everything.
Yeah,
Okay.
but thank
That's
you,
true.
Ryan, for
Alright.
actually being
Rerun of
like,
episode 1. Let's fucking do it.
Yeah.
I mean, might as well.
I mean, we could if we wanted to, but I don't really want to because you already edited all of episode, 0? I don't know.
Well, 0 and 1, I've pretty much done all the editing for 0.
Yeah. I would rather not go over it all again, but
No, but I mean, having it shit quality for 2
Yeah.
episodes and then this one being the benchmark for all the rest of them, I think
Yeah.
we're okay. You know?
yeah, well.
That's fine.
So how's it going, boys?
Doing
pretty
well.
good.
Doing
I
good.
mean, we all kind of experienced some life shit and just general unavailableness this past few weeks and stuff like that. So that's kind of why we're very delayed. But
Except for me and Jason. Woo.
Yay.
You guys are like the only
We're the only ones.
didn't go out of town within that like month-long span that we said we were going to record every week.
yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So Justin, how's the job hunt coming? Because if I remember correctly, you said you were basically in with Buffalo Wild Wings, and then that just never happened. So what's
thought-
going on?
I genuinely thought before he says it, I thought you said, Justin, how's the jerk-off going? I was going to be like,
Oh, just pretty dang good,
And then beat-off sessions last an hour, apparently, so we're getting
yeah,
some clean.
that's true.
You must
You'll
have
get
no
some-
skin left on your
Either you're just beating that shit.
Apparently, he ain't leaving any lotion in the basket.
Don't
Or
worry,
he just
my
needs a
entire
little
session will last this podcast. Make sure to watch.
Oh, man, yeah, no, that's...
Oh my goodness.
Whatever
Oh,
time
God.
limit this podcast goes
Is how
the
long
amount of
it'll
time he
take.
jerks off. So in one session.
No, I'm
session.
just kidding. Just kidding. Fuck.
But yeah, back to
So-
Michael's question.
No, I'm just still picky.
That's a mood.
I'm
no,
still
you're
just being
just
picky.
not doing it.
No, I'm doing it. It's just the fact that I have enough money to where I don't really need to care about finding a shit job that I don't want. I'm just being picky at finding a job that I actually would want to be at for a while.
That's fair, but
Bro.
like everywhere is desperate for people,
Yeah, but
So.
the places I want to work at
so you can't.
are
be
the high
picky.
volume
Well,
amount of people.
Yeah,
that
you can
go
be
in.
picky, but like especially because like the service industry, like it's kind of shit.
It's just shit in general, regardless of the.
It is the
turn.
turn
Like-
the turnover rate is insane. I mean, you'll get
Man,
people
just
you'll
pulled
get
a
people
me.
that'll
He
last
just
like
farted under the radar.
no, but like
You can
the
hold your microphone to it.
I should have.
but no, like the turnover rate for
It's
the
okay, I'll save a thicker one
for the
it.
service industry is insane. You'll get people that last like 2 days, and you'll get people that'll last like 6 years. It literally is just random. You can get
Yeah.
people who you think will be great and will last a really long time, based off of their previous work experience, and then you'll get people who just like gone.
Or they'll get people like you who just last an hour. So.
Yeah.
Thanks. Nice innuendo. I love it.
You're welcome.
You're
There's a bunch of places that are like hiring nearby, some higher quality places.
I'm
too.
looking at like the nice restaurants in the mall and stuff like that. I'm looking at
Oh,
like
yeah.
I'm
Dude,
looking at like
Cheesecake Factory. I
like-
went there yesterday, and that shit was popping off.
Like
man.
I'm looking at the really fancy restaurants to work at. I'm looking like if I'm gonna serve, I would want to serve at those higher like where people get really dressed up and go to and spend like your average meal for party of 2 is like $80-$90, or Like
I'm never
somewhere
doing
you're
that.
gonna get a lot more tips off the smaller parties
Man,
there.
what's the bad tip?
Pretty much. I'm like either that or sports bars are what I'm looking at for pretty much working at.
All right,
'Cause
so
it's-
high end or shit.
Yeah, high. No,
You just want high end or drunk people.
high end or people who are going to be drunk and belligerent and will just be like, fuck it, here's money.
First time he'll see anything more than $5 at a time.
Bro, that you'd make so much money at a wine bar just because you're young. And
Michael would come visit me all the time.
Oh, it would.
you'd be serving all the like 60-year-old mothers who are just like, dude, I just need a break.
What do you mean
from my
Michael's at the
husband."
end of that aisle?
All you'd have
Michael's
to,
first in line.
all I'd have to do is, all I would have to do if I worked at like a wine bar and it was the 50-year-old mothers who are just trying to get wine drunk with their quote unquote friends. Is just have to flirt with them a tiny bit,
Yo,
and then
those
man,
wine
I get
moms just have their wine friends. You can't judge them for that.
it'd be dripping, you know. They'd be dripping and just giving me money, hoping for something to
Please
return.
don't use that in that context.
I hope your girlfriend sees this.
Yeah, because then she's going to know, oh, yeah, Cougar's going to line up for Justin.
Hey, you know what? If it makes the money, as long as I ain't making
Correction.
moves, if it makes
Justin
the money,
would
I
line
don't
up
care
for
how it
Cougars.
goes.
Justin's killing it in the 60-year-old woman department.
Hey,
What a
you know, they were
stud.
actually.
He's killing it in some female
Hey,
department.
no, you know what? They were actually some of my best tippers when I worked at my last job.
Oh, yeah? They
was
give
the,
you
was,
just
was
the
the
tip as
older
well?
was the older people.
No. They asked for the tip.
Oh yeah. That's they give
I
them the bigger
politely
tip.
declined.
No,
Or so you
didn't.
say.
No, I politely
The
declined.
incidents we spoke of earlier would have
Would
said that it
suggest
was
otherwise.
loud
Yeah.
flies.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh my god.
Don't go pee as soon as we start, buddy. That'll teach you. Anyways, weren't we supposed to be talking about gaming?
Yeah,
we
we're-
were.
Why are you guys
I'm
just
gonna
trying to
be
talk
honest,
to me
this
about
is much
this
more
shit?
entertaining
What
to
the
me
hell?
at this point, so I just let you go.
Yeah, I was gonna.
I mean, worst case, you can go to the spoofers.
Well, that's what we were talking about last time was the gaming stuff. But I just figured, hey, like it has been a hot second though since we've all been together. Like it had, like we said, we are gonna do this every week. But on top of that, it's been a couple of weeks. Like, yeah, we got together today and hung out for basically the entire time. But we were still
before
missing
that,
one
it
of the
was a
critical
month.
members. Yeah, before that it was a month,
Mhm.
right? And we barely saw each other on the game. So like I don't know if you guys have been gaming or anything like that, but.
Every night, baby.
Barely.
I have been, but it's mainly
like
just
2
been
hours.
playing with Michael or Ryan on the
See,
occasions.
last time I gamed was when I was playing Axis and Allies with you.
Oh shit! Really? That was like
Yeah.
a week ago. That was last week, wasn't it?
Well,
That wasn't yesterday, was it?
was that yesterday?
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I'm having time dilation
I
with
don't
like whiplash
know.
with the amount of stuff I've been doing.
I slept yesterday, so no, it wasn't yesterday.
Dude, just like, cause like school had just been kicking my ass. Just life in general has been kicking my ass, right? So I just kind of like forgot what the last 3 weeks were like. I'm like, that was 3 weeks. You sure that wasn't one? But yeah, no. I mean, I haven't really been playing many games though. Overall, I've been like playing comfort games, but
I've been playing a game, but not a lot.
what game was that?
I've been playing Riftbreaker.
Riftbreaker.
Yeah,
Is that Halo one with portals, or is that a different game that I'm thinking of?
That's
probably different.
That's a different game. I know. what you're talking
Riftbreaker
about.
is imagine playing They Are Billions, but you're actually also you are a unit in the game,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't get to build units. You just build defenses.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of zombies, it's aliens.
So it's just zombies, but aliens.
Oh, the game you're talking about is Splitgate. I
Yeah,
only know the name of that
Oh,
because
oh,
of the do,
yeah,
soup,
yeah.
and McNasty.
The portal,
That's it.
the portal,
Yeah.
Halo Call of Duty thing.
I
Yeah,
heard
it
that
looks
was
like
like the
fun.
next big shit though.
It's
it
free.
was
It's free
it was
game.
massive for like 2-3 weeks, and then it just kind of fell off the deep end.
Did any of you guys play it?
No, I didn't play it.
I thought about it.
I was going to, but
It looked
it's
very
just-
interesting.
Well, it looked
It
like a
did
game
look
you guys
very
would pick
interesting.
up. You know.
It died faster than I could download it. So
So what happened
fair enough. It
was
took 2
is
days
that
for
it
for
grew
Michael to download
insanely
it, so.
fast,
Uh-huh.
and then people found out very quickly that if you're good at the game, you get to just shit on people. And people realized very quickly that it was very hard to be that good at the game. Like, once you got really great in the game, it was fucking terrifying. Imagine being able to turn that thing to the left of you into a window of anywhere else you could see.
That's true. I guess it was.
and you can shoot people through there. You can run through there, and you create other portals. and
You
stuff
can
like that.
literally just disappear. Just gone. You can use it to turn corners, and instead of just turning a corner, you've turned 2 corners.
Damn, I'm sure that caught.
No, it's off.
Oh, okay.
It was on.
Well, the reason Splitgate got so massive was because Warzone was having a massive hacking problem and cheater problem. They still
Aren't
do,
they still having it? Yeah.
but I'd say it's more under control now, and it's kind of back to normal levels of cheating hacking, which is so sad to say for a game. But
for a AAA game, that's just sad.
That's just disgusting.
You're never gonna get out of hacking things unless you do something like Vanguard that Riot has,
okay.
where they literally analyze your entire computer. That's why
So-
Siege has such bad hacking.
And they just do a straight up hardware ban and everything.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, it's interesting you bring that up because the next Call of Duty, actually Call of Duty Vanguard, they're releasing with and because in the beta, hacking was such a massive problem in the beta, and apparently it was a problem in the Battlefield beta as well for a bit, but more so in the Call of Duty one, they're releasing basically a Vanguard-esque thing that you have to install and constantly run in the background on your computer at all times just to have the game.
I don't like that idea.
I don't mind it, but it's just so invasive.
It is. As long as it's not going through everything that's on your computer and it's just looking for specific things that activate during the game.
But it has to go through all of your
Yeah,
stuff on your
I
computer
know,
to
but it's
find that.
I know it's really hard to stop hardware ban. I mean, to stop hacking when you can't have something that physically detects it, which means you have to have some way to get into your computer, which is very invasive, but at the same time it's kind of the only way they can really do it.
Wouldn't
To make
an
it
easier
viable.
solution be just to basically do a taskmaster thing?
Well, that's kind of what it is, but it has to analyze your entire computer to find it. But once I found that out, I'm gonna be real. I'm really tempted to uninstall Valorant because I don't even play it that much. But I don't really because what if Riot gets hacked? Then all my tax documents that are on my computers are gonna get out there, right?
That's why I don't have much access.
I was gonna say I actually don't have any tax documents on the computer I have currently. I changed computers since then, but that's a little bit if I'm lucky enough to have two computers, so I'll probably just keep Valorant on one of them, and the one I use my taxes on I won't do shit on. But still that's kind of freaking sketchy. When I heard about that, I'm I'm not gonna. I don't play Call of Duty anyway. But if that's the type of anti-cheat they're gonna have, I'm not gonna do it. If they implement that on Rainbow Six Siege to crack down on the hackers, I think I'll probably stop playing Siege overall, just because I don't want that exposed to the public.
I'm gonna be honest. I trust Riot's Vanguard that they've been developing for years a hell of a lot more than Call of Duty's one that they developed in 2 months.
Yeah,
So-
that too.
Because Riot was working on it for 3 years.
Well, no,
Something
Project
like
A
that.
or Valorant was basically in development since 2016.
Yeah,
So this thing is,
and it came out last year.
it came out 2020,
Yeah.
summer 2020.
Well, Riot's reputation as a video game and software developer is that of Nintendo. Of they only really release quality shit. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's
and they spend years making it.
right, which in my opinion is the right way to
I
develop
mean,
games.
there's a lot of problems with Riot games, in the games in general, but as a game overall, the very solid quality games. There's usually nothing ever really wrong with them.
Not sponsored. Would love to be making money, please.
Yes, please
Yes.
sponsor us, Riot Games. But
That would be
a lot of us
fantastic.
play your
A
games
I would
all the
love
time.
to do league content.
A lot of us play the Riot games, but I'd say that Riot games they do make very quality stuff.
Yeah.
How much you like the game is very different, but
I feel like if you don't hate yourself while you're playing it, you don't like the game.
yeah, that is true.
I guess that could be said for a lot of people, really.
I mean, that's a lot of the competitive games nowadays,
Me
right?
last night.
Yeah,
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
God.
that's the way for a lot of the. I mean, that's the point you brought up last week of just if you're not being shit on or shitting on people, you're not having fun. If you're not competitively
Well,
fighting.
okay, so being able to trash an opponent or shit on them, and then having that happen to you, that's a very good balance for games because you're gonna run into players who are much better than you, and then sometimes you're gonna be the much better player, and that's fine. That's just kind of the circle of life in games, right? You're not always gonna be evenly matched. So I always laugh whenever oh yeah, skill-based matchmaking. It's no, that's not a thing that happens ever.
You'll have ranked-based ranked-based matchmaking, which is just based off of a specific amount of points or win-loss ratio that you have.
Yeah, but the problem with ranked-based matchmaking is that they can't accurately
Judge
match
it.
you, right? Because all they care about for rank in basically any game you play with a rank system is, did you win or lose the game?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if you're the bottom feeder of your team and you're just getting trashed because you suck and you had a Smurf carry you, or if you were legitimately just destroying.
And
right?
lost because the rest of your team just decides to suck.
So if you're destroying the enemy team and then your team sucks, you don't get any points for that, right? So it doesn't matter if your skill is above what you're playing at. If the rest of your team is technically weighing you down, then you're not advancing in rank, right? So that's kind of the problem with that skill-based or ranked matchmaking.
Not
See,
only that, you
there's
get
a
people,
small part of me that has always been confused since Riot has such like a developed grading system for how well you did in a game that has no bearing on what your MMR is going to turn into. Because if you got like an S rank on your game, then it would make sense that you should probably make some MMR. But if you get like a D, but you still win, you might not deserve any MMR.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just for clarification for those of you who watch us who don't really know what those rankings mean, basically in Riot games, specifically League of Legends, the ranking system is from D to S, S being higher than A tier. And basically what it does is every game you play on a character or champion, you get ranked, or you get basically compared to every game that's ever been played on that character, and you get placed on, your performance is placed on a scale. And so the higher in the scale you are, the better you performed on that character in comparison to everyone else who's ever played that character. So it kind of, the higher ranks you're getting when you're playing those characters basically means you're, either good at the character or
Had a good game.
you just had a good game, right?
Or you
So-
could just have a terrible game and end up getting the D, and then you're just like, oh,
I mean,
great.
shit. Well, like if you get dunked on and you get like a D, like or you get like a D,
you
then
get
sucked at
dunked on,
the
you
character or the
typically
game,
get a
you know?
C. If you just int, you might get a D.
But that also leads to a different scenario for, like, let's say League of Legends example. Like, let's say you're playing bot lane, right? You have to rely on your support. Let's like
You don't have to.
well, no, you don't have to. But let's say your support just sits there and runs it down, but you're doing fine, but you still end up getting trashed on late game because you can't do anything because your support just absolutely destroyed your lane and you're basically stuck. How is that fair? Like, your MMR is going to drop because it says you had a terrible game, even though you didn't play terrible. The reason why you ended up being terrible was because the person playing terrible screwed it up and made it so you're destroyed.
I'm gonna be real. I'd be surprised if Riot already hadn't implemented a factor of that. Of like, you actually,
It
as
would
a
be
bot line
s-
did like something, but your support was like their vision score was shit. Whatever they,
It would be so hard
everything
to
was
implement,
shit for
though.
them. Well, no, I imagine they already do have that because
mean,
they
I
have a
imagine
designated role as support.
I mean,
If it's a reportable offense, you shouldn't have to lose MMR because somebody else on your team did stuff that was worth reporting.
well, what they did is they applied like a lever penalty because in ranked games, like AFKing was like a massive issue, and so what they do is that they double the MMR for someone or they double the loss like ranking like stuff.
D rank.
They doubled the D rank penalty for people who left the game, and they half it for a team who had a lever basically,
That's not bad.
which is nice, but it doesn't really help like Justin was saying, like if you have a terrible teammate and they just suck but you did well, it doesn't really help.
And they
It's
don't
like,
leave.
what's the point of
Yeah.
his example? What's the point of him trying to do really well and win the game if everyone else on this team sucks and is actively, well, they're not actively trying to lose the game, but the way they're playing is basically saying otherwise.
Well, I'm not even saying like you lose the game. I'm saying like maybe like since I play AD carry. Like, let's say I've had plenty of games where I've had an easy time down in bot lane as an AD carry, but my support goes and runs it down, and he ends up running with like 12 deaths. I have like 2, but then at the end of the game, I'm sitting there with like 10 deaths because the people that he went and died
fed.
to are insanely fed and overpowered because they had so much more of an advantage in lane because of him. Yet I still get screwed over in the end.
I guess it's just one
But
of
we
those
still
things.
win. But I still look like I did terrible, even though I actually didn't do
There's a
terrible.
lot of mechanics that going into
Exactly.
like,
It's hard
coming
to
back into the
replicate
game.
that.
It's hard to come back But if you know how to come back, it's relatively simple. It's like, because I mean, I'm a lot higher of rank than you are, so when I get shit on in lane, it's like, okay, cool, I'll just farm until I'm better than this guy.
Well, yeah,
And that's just it. That's really all you have to do is just farm and take good fights.
but for
That's
example, like I'm gonna bring up one of the games we played yesterday. Was like, I'm not saying that the support was terrible, but like, let's say I did have a support that was terrible for that game, and I was doing completely fine, but I couldn't even sit and farm.
Yeah.
So I didn't even
you
get the
have to-
chance.
If you can't farm in your lane, then you either have to swap or you have to do something else.
Well, I swap. Like, let's say for example, I have to swap, and I still get fucked over.
Welcome
Like-
to the League of Legends podcast.
It literally.
You know, I was trying to signal you. I was like, say it. I don't want to be the one to say it.
I was just be like,
I was like, Jason
this
fell
has
asleep.
been-
Me and Ryan are about to
Please
do
sponsor.
so.
We
Yeah,
can
this has been
literally
the League
talk
of
about
Legends
League of Legends for
podcast.
hours.
We can talk. You guys
So,
could talk for
I-
hours about League of Legends.
Well, so obviously, like, me and him played the most League of Legends, but you can really just apply this to any game with a rank system. Let's talk Rainbow Six
like
real quick.
Siege is trying to implement factors that look at like how many kills you got, how many assists you got, you know, how much utility, what's your
Yeah,
point
but
score.
overall, the system right now is: did you win?
No,
Cool,
yeah.
you get points. Did you lose? Were you top fragging? Oh, that doesn't matter.
Well,
You
but
just
Siege
lost.
also has a chronic cheater problem. Like it's bad.
Yeah.
So like that's part of the reason why I just don't play ranked Siege and I don't play ranked games. Like I'd rather play Sea of Thieves or Assassin's Creed games that are just like kind of chill and laid back. And in all honesty though, like you said that like games are getting more and more competitive, but I think that they're just splitting a lot more. That they're getting simultaneously both more competitive and more just relaxing. But you just gotta know where to find them. Like there's a lot of like RPGs and stuff like out there, like Hollow Knight and stuff.
I think the
and Breath of
games
the Wild.
that a lot of people want to play, they're moving more towards very competitive. Whereas, you know, like Call of Duty, for example, right? Like for the longest time, you would just go hop on a game, multiplayer with some friends or by yourself. Either trash on the enemy team or you get trashed on.
Yeah.
But that was really it. It didn't matter. Now there's a bunch of ranked modes, and no one gives a shit if you play casual. Like if you play casual in Pub Stomp, no one cares.
I think it's just a switch that you either play a game, either it's a competitive game
Or casual.
or a casual game. There's no in between nowadays.
Yeah, because like if you're like, oh, I'm good at the game. Okay, cool. What's your rank? Like, why does that matter?
Did it just take a picture?
I think so.
Just shut.
Oh no.
Let's go.
Pause it. Pause it.
So the next topic that we're going to discuss is, since we seem to be stuck in the whole of League of Legends, is console wars.
PC best.
Let's
PC the
let's
best.
bring it back to like
I thought you were gonna
didn't
say
have
something
you
else.
didn't have a PC from the get go.
No, I had an Xbox.
Let's just
I
bring
had
it.
an
Let's
Xbox.
bring it back to like playground days.
I don't-
you
I
know?
don't think-
Consoles? Just
Because
consoles?
if we're talking about just consoles, yeah.
I don't think anyone starts with a PC as their first console.
No.
Because it's
No.
so fucking
Well, I mean,
complicated.
Sometimes you do, but you're not getting a gaming PC. You're
No.
playing on like your parent's laptop.
I
or
guess you
some
play
shit,
like
right.
No, of course,
Minecraft
but
on the
let's Let
laptop.
me just say let's bring it back to like Nintendo, Xbox, PlayStation. Let's do that.
Should
So,
we
are
bring
we
should we bring
talking-
up first like what our firsts were?
No, we're just. I guess
Yeah, let's
like,
talk about-
Honestly?
I started PlayStation.
I started
No way, you actually started PlayStation?
I started
Me too.
Nintendo.
Hell yeah,
Well,
brother.
I know you and I started Nintendo,
Game
but I
Boy.
thought you were an Xbox for Life kid.
Nope. I didn't start. I didn't even want my 360.
Really?
Ooh.
I wanted a PS3.
Yeah. You should have gotten a
Honestly,
PS3.
You got the better deal.
I don't know. PS3 was
So,
pretty fucking cool.
I enjoyed the
was
PS3.
Good, but the 360, it was the superior. Like,
I
console
will
that-
say,
Let me- in
I
what
lucked
way?
out.
Hold on.
Hold up.
Before
Hold
he
on,
says
let's
anything,
not
let
talk
me-
over
in
each
what-
other.
In what way?
So
Let me hear
hold
this.
on. So kind of with the different gens of consoles coming out, either one console was just better or the other one was worse, and it depends on the hardware, and it also depends on like just kind of the games that were played. In the 360 days, like 360 had better exclusives and all that stuff, and I know that doesn't really matter much, but the PlayStation was known to be glitchy, especially the PlayStation Network and all that stuff, constantly down, always doing shit like that. Like Xbox was technically the superior console at the time.
I can say-
Nowadays, Xbox is just a shitter console that no one wants because everyone's on PlayStation, right? And the reason that happened is because the Xbox One came out and the PlayStation's like, oh yeah, we have a console, and Xbox like, we have the same thing, just we have a 360 that has a better graphics card in it.
Pretty much.
Better graphics card and less storage. You're like, cool.
Well, that's true, but
10
also,
points.
All of our
10 points.
exclusives too, except for Halo, and even then, that's not even an exclusive anymore. So,
but
I'm more just saying, I know that the 360 it seemed to have a better reputation, at least back in the day.
yeah,
But obviously, with the PSN network, it getting hacked at least once a year seemed
not
to be
even once a year, dude. That was getting hacked multiple times a year.
that's fair.
that depends. It was more concentrated around like the.
I'm just speaking in general. PlayStation sucked with that console. Now they're just kicking ass and taking Xbox.
I will say
and
I
burying it in
am
the ground.
glad I ended up with an Xbox 360
Well, I mean,
for no other reason than my friends at the time had Xbox 360s,
Like
and it
everyone had
ended up
Xboxes
being
back
like
then.
a rather good group thing.
Also, call me weird. I had both I had a PS2 and 360 because this was before the PS3 came out. I loved the 360 so much more because of the game selection on it. It was
Yes.
just so much more games
Gears
that
of
I
War.
yeah,
fucking
that I
those
Am I the
loved
only
playing.
exclusives made
Like,
the
yeah,
the console.
I
what
loved
it
Gears
was,
of War.
really.
The Gears of War
Am
series
I the
is
only one that
amazing.
had a PS3 out of everyone?
No, I had a PS3.
I played on a PS3.
Oh, okay.
That
I
was my bitch for like 3 years. Are you kidding
Fucked her
me?
every day.
Yeah, dude,
No.
I pub stomped the fuck out of people in MP3 on
Ryan,
that bitch.
Ryan,
Oh my
please! I
God.
still pull out my PS2 for a good gangbang one.
I
once
love
a
that.
year.
That's awesome.
Well, no, but let's
PS2
be
are the
real
best
here.
games.
Like, I just missed the PS2 phase because my parents would not get. I had to beg them, and I had to give sacrifice 3 Christmas gifts in order to get my damn PlayStation 3 in like one singular game. I got that in Assassin's Creed 3, and I really only played Assassin's Creed on the PlayStation. Like I played Assassin's Creed 4. I 100%ed that game.
But
Dude, I sunk so many goddamn hours into those games and stuff like that. But like. I don't even remember where my point was going in this. I'm gonna be real with you
I think
here.
you just
I-
wanted
I
to
but
talk
no,
about
Yeah.
it.
like-
That's good.
See, I got
For,
my
like-
PlayStation 2, and I ended
Oh,
up
yeah.
playing so much Kingdom Hearts and a game called Rogue Galaxy.
But that's what made the I missed the PS2. But I know just from all the remakes of the games that were on the PS2 that came out that the PS2 hands down was probably one of the best consoles, and it's probably why
The
PlayStation
reason
took
all
it
their
back.
games are coming back out again is because they're like back then people actually made good games.
Yeah.
yeah, nowadays it's just like Call of Duty, recycle every year, and it's just worse every year.
Well, that's why I think the game model should be of Nintendo and Riot, where you take the time to Breath of the Wild has 2 has been in works for what 4 years now.
Breath of the
Wait.
Wild, yeah, 4 years.
4
They did
years
the,
now.
They did the
When
open
was
world
the last
concept.
big game you've seen where you didn't just change zones to fight things, but you had entire maps of worlds that
Breath
you
of
would
the
have
Wild.
to
Breath
go
of the
from
Wild.
one after the other.
Mhm. There's a couple of them out actually. In
I mean, honestly, the
single
next
player.
the next biggest one that I'd honestly say it's completely different. But the new one that I would consider is going to be Pokemon Arceus, dude.
yeah, Pokemon.
Pokemon
They're
Arceus, dude. It looks
revamping the entire
Notice-
Pokemon
so
series.
good.
Both of the ones you just referred to are Nintendo.
Right, but
yeah,
that's my point.
Nintendo's crushing it with breaking the
Yeah,
scale of at least how it
Nintendo
is.
going insane.
They're
when we used to think
breaking
Nintendo was dead?
boundaries. I mean, the Switch has allowed them to basically do anything they want with console gaming experiences.
Yeah.
Because not only can you make it into a handheld, which I absolutely like playing, but I can also sit it down and play it on my big screen TV if I really wanted to.
Yeah.
It allows it for the perfect variation of the Wii and the Nintendo and like the DS or the Game Boy like I used to play.
I'm not
I
gonna
mean,
lie.
I still love
miss
playing
the Wii
Nintendos.
so much.
Mhm.
Like, dude, the games you could play on the Wii were so great.
I'm not gonna lie.
Hands
The
down.
Switch is pretty much just a Wii but smaller.
It's-
and
it-
I feel
more
like the
compact.
era of like the Wii, the PS2 was like the thing that
Wii,
made
PS2
what it
into
was.
Xbox 360. That was probably like the best era of gaming.
Oh,
consoles.
easily, yeah.
Probably.
I mean, if you
Like,
think
the
about it
consoles
though,
now are so superior, but like the games are not.
I don't
my
know.
opinion.
The Spider-Man PS5 game was pretty freaking.
I mean,
dope.
if you think
Oh,
about
they have
it,
a
Yeah,
lot of
no,
good
they're
obviously
exclusives.
there are some exceptions.
I
but I'm
watched
just
somebody
saying,
else
like,
play that, and I found more
Same.
enjoyment than I should have.
Same.
if you completely think about it though, Nintendo has been the one that breaks down all the walls for all the gaming industry. It's just the fact that they piggyback off of it. I mean, like
I think
not like not to start like a war, but like VR basically became a thing because the Wii became a thing.
No.
Like,
Sony
no,
was
like,
the innovator of that one.
But
Sony,
because
Sony and
they
Nintendo
did
take turns.
because they did the motion tracking of the Wii
Of the
and everything
remote.
like that.
That's true.
Literally, they just implemented that into how you would create the VR world.
That's true.
The headset was the easy part. It was being able to control your body with
the damn
with
nunchucks too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's basically like I have like
no
because
idea
I have
why
an
they call it that.
I have an Oculus.
Fun to call it
Like
that.
I have an Oculus. It
the proper
literally
term.
just feels like I have a Wii remote in my hand and I control like it and like instead of
And it has
having
much
it on
better
a TV.
tracking than the Wii remote ever had.
Yeah,
oh my
they
God,
just
it was
they
so
just
bad.
amplified and increased the intent, like
They just
the
added another
performance
sensor.
of the Wii remote. I mean, like Nintendo, like shit, Nintendo's gonna crush anything. Like if honestly, if they create like some sort of crazy motion tracking, like almost like a Ready Player One kind of thing, I could see Nintendo being the first one to do that crap. It may not be great, but they'll be the first one to do
They'll
it.
open the door, but someone else.
Someone else will
take
come
it
through
off.
and blow out the water with it.
I mean, that's typically how history works. Is someone invents something and someone makes it better shortly after. You know
Oh,
what
yeah.
I mean? But because I mean that's what happened with the freaking tanks and look at and stuff like that. But like Nintendo's always been the one to break barriers. Nintendo is like vigorously attacking
I think
like
the only,
perceived conception of gaming.
The only thing that that Nintendo didn't really do that another console did, I think it was like, I don't remember if it was one of the first Xboxes or if it was the 360, but the 360, I believe I don't remember which Xbox it was, but Xbox created multiplayer gaming, like online, like gaming lobbies, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And that came with Halo 2. Like Xbox created that, and I'm not saying Xbox is better. Like right now they suck, but like 360 back in the day, like that was the best multiplayer experience easily.
Nintendo had the
Actually-
keying when they had Mario Kart and Mario Party. They have a lot of good like in-person party.
Actually,
games,
I
but
don't
online multiplayer.
I don't
wasn't
even
till
know.
Xbox.
I remember the Game Boy being one of the first devices to have Wi-Fi capability, and they did. It was Pokemon Emerald.
Well, you can connect
That,
your devices and trade, but you couldn't play together with
You could
somebody.
battle, which was
could
technically a
battle,
one-on-one.
but
I don't know which came first, to be
But,
quite
okay,
honest.
but
I'm not.
the Game Boy probably did, but I'm saying that Xbox mainstream multiplayer, like matchmaking with a bunch of other people. You're not playing with one person. You're playing with like 12 other people across the country.
Not to mention it's still just
Yeah.
the classic Nintendo. You sit like 'cause you still couldn't do like with Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. You still couldn't do worldwide trade. It wasn't until like I think it was X and Y that you could do that.
What
So-
GTS? No,
Yeah.
it was way before that. It was probably the first DS game that came out.
No, it was not Diamond. and
Definitely
Pearl.
was not.
No,
It was not on.
I know
Pearl or
Platinum
Diamond.
has it because I'm playing Platinum right now, and I know you can connect to GTS.
No, you couldn't. That was a later implementation. I thought.
I'm-
I never was able to. It was always very straightforward. Of like you
Or
have
was
to
it
have
like
someone
the
here.
remaster of Platinum that you could.
No, it was
The
the,
remaster
I have
hasn't
the
come out yet.
original Platinum game that came out on the original DS card. I'm playing it right now on my 3DSi, but 2DS technically, but
Okay, but DS lit.
Oh my god.
DS was
DS
so
is
much
so
fun.
good.
Oh my god,
It
dude.
was such
Can
a
we bring
fun
that in the
fact.
console war? God damn.
No.
Easily DS wins.
But I gotta
This
go
is my
back to
pick.
the.
I picked
I gotta
DS
go back
and
to
it
the
is.
Game Boy Advance.
Listen, dude, if you weren't bringing a DS and Mario Kart over to the sleepover, you were the bitch kid. I'm sorry.
Agreed.
You were the punk of the group. You deserve to be made fun
Agreed.
of.
And that really shows our age.
You
right
still
there.
can't beat me in Mushroom
Mario
Gorge.
Kart. What was it? It was it just literally Mario Kart.
It
Mario
was just
Kart
Mario
DS.
Kart.
Was it Mario Kart DS?
Yeah.
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 But also like there was a lot of like the DS games you could like if you got like a group of 4 or 5 friends together you could like I used to play
And
Spirit
only
Tracks.
one person needed
We
the
played
game.
it in the car.
Yeah.
On the way up to
Only one person needed the game. You could just land the other devices in.
Yeah,
it was so
lit.
fantastic. You just needed, and that was like the best. That was easily like the best like gaming experience. Like, I can't tell you how many times that me and my cousins we all got together and just brought our DSs out. We were playing, like I said, we were playing Spirit Tracks multiplayer. We were playing,
Legend of Zelda.
yeah, we were playing Mario Kart and Mario whatever else was on. I don't remember what we played. In all honesty, it was a long time. I just remember having a blast doing it.
Can I just interrupt and say I miss having LAN parties?
Oh hell yeah.
Oh my god.
So
If you
what
had to
I'm
do a
hearing
LAN
is-
party, that was so great.
What I'm hearing is we need to have a LAN party.
Yes.
Yo, with
My-
what console? I'm not bringing my. I'm not hauling my PC.
Dude, my
over to your
PC's
place.
actually stupid easy to bring now.
I mean, I can bring my stuff. My cable management sucks though.
My cable management.
You can
I
always
got it
master
pretty
that.
fixed.
Huh?
You can always master that.
I can
mean,
help
my
you do
cable
it.
I can finagle it. It's fine.
All you need is like a
just
couple zip ties. You should
too
be
lazy
fine.
to be honest.
That's a mood.
Also,
That's a fat
It's
Also,
an afternoon. I'll say that it's an afternoon. to really
yeah,
do that.
like, dude,
Mikey
bringing
will
an
manage
Xbox is like,
just
okay, just
fine.
unplug the power source and the HDMI and just bring your controllers and you're good. Bringing a PC is like, okay, I need to bring the monitor, I need to bring the fucking HDMI cables, I need to
The
bring
power cords.
the power cords, fucking Wi-Fi adapter, goddamn.
Keyboard, mouse,
Yeah, keyboard, mouse,
headset.
mouse pad, headset,
Take-
fucking electric dildo in the corner.
just for extra fun later for the boys.
Just for fun when like I'm getting fucked in the ass in games, so I might as well be in real life.
For
like,
Michael,
you know,
it's
might
the
as well
electric.
enjoy
It's,
it.
it's the electric dildo shaped in a unicorn horn
Oh,
that
yeah.
glows
Yeah,
and lights up and makes sounds
It's like
too.
rainbow,
Goes,
like
Remember, it's also full of sour cream.
it's like the South Park shake weight thing.
Yeah. I want Michael to voice over one of those for me.
What? Shake weight?
You wait.
Almost
I need
there.
like a
Do it.
Faster.
We'll do it. We'll figure it out. We'll do it.
Professional studio mic, just
Oh yeah.
you and
Go.
Just
Oh,
him shaking
man.
it. Just
Shake it.
Come.
Shake
Can we clip that? Can we
It's
clip
definitely
that?
gonna get
No, I just
As soon as I did it,
No, I want,
realized
I want
I
you to
wasn't gonna see
finish
it.
with just.
I hope you know I'm putting that on
You're
TikTok.
getting closer.
TikTok, Fernando.
I would hope for nothing less.
Here it comes.
Speaking of which, go follow our TikTok.
We should probably stop having
No, no,
two
no, no, no.
conversations at
Hey.
once.
Nay.
I'm clipping that on TikTok as well.
just the. That one I'm just getting a screenshot of right there.
Oh yeah, put our
That's
TikTok
because to
above
our
us.
Instagram.
Why are you making me do work?
Because you can what's a better
There's
place to?
YouTube video descriptions, you prick lord.
Why would you put it in the description? You can put it on the screen. It's a little caption box. It goes right there.
How about I make you edit this podcast, bitch?
Fuck you. Do you
Or you want to know what we do? We can just not do it, and then yeah.
You know what? Next time
Just
I'm
cover
gonna,
them in dick.
Here, next time I'm just gonna post like I'm gonna put like an entire paragraph.
Well,
of embarrassing things about you just above your head.
or we could just throw embarrassing
Fuck
photos of him whenever he says that, and then actually throw it in a text bubble like
you
you
know
said.
what? Now that you said that for this episode 0 where he's doing the explosions, I'm gonna do that.
just do like that shitty like Microsoft Word like spiked star explosion. Throw a picture of it.
Honestly, that would be fantastic. I'd love to see it.
All right, now let's edit a real explosion and be like,
When I sneeze, just create like an atom bomb and some shit behind it.
Just clip the atom bomb thing.
God.
I feel like though your two editors talking is just like gods talking to their children.
basically,
just like you are at our
control
mercy.
it.
Yeah, we can.
I have
control
no
what
power
happens.
here.
Yeah, no, you
we're
just,
powerless.
You don't
help.
have power yet.
you don't even have power in general. Dude, me and Ryan, you have no
The power
idea
to
how
suck
hard
cock.
me and Ryan run the show with the editing, dude. We can, like, it's bad.
It's bad.
We're God.
I
Collectively, we're God. It's okay.
I half expect to
Where's
get
your
like
offerings, bitch?
God on the podcast confirmed.
We got way off the topic there, but I love that. That was funny.
Tangents are part of podcasting.
So we go from console wars to I'm gonna
God.
ask,
Oh,
like,
I'm gonna go back to that because
what?
we never discussed the original Game Boys. They were the best.
I don't have any experience.
You're like
with
the
that,
only
bro.
one who wants to discuss this.
Bro, they were the
I mean,
best.
I
Like,
had a Game Boy.
having to
liked
blow out
Game
the
Boy,
cartridge
but-
and everything, and just
There's not much discussion there. It was the
Because
it was the
Jason, you were
first
the-
real good handheld thing you could bring. When
It
you were at
was.
your fucking sister's recital or some shit.
You were sitting
didn't
there
have to pay
bored and-
attention.
you're sitting there bored on a stupid road trip. You're like, no,
Dude,
screw it. I can play
No,
DS
it was a
or something
revolution,
like
and
that.
I
It was
admit it. But
awesome.
it wasn't
That's
like yeah, that's a ground peak breaking thing for that. It's just it wasn't the end all be all.
Okay.
Well,
Then
while as the Wii was
The
obviously
prob-
the maker
Then-
of holy shit, we're in the next dimension.
I'll bring up a different topic. What was everyone's first game?
I was gonna do that until you just stole the light from
First
me. I was
game-
like, can we go back?
You want to know a fun fact, Justin?
What?
The next topic is what was our favorite early game?
Early
No,
game?
I said first. I meant first ever game, not
ever
favorite early game.
Has in like on your first system, what was your favorite game?
Pac-Man.
For example, like PlayStation 2, your X.
So technically, okay. My dad had a Super Nintendo, and I had a DS early on, but I didn't really. I had games I liked on there, but they weren't like my favorite. So it's like, am I talking about that, or am I talking like when I had my very own like Xbox? Like
What got you
those
in the
kind of games?
gaming?
Got me in the gaming.
yeah.
I went over to a buddy's house after playing baseball. We were on the same baseball team. This was like 4th grade. He had Halo 2 on his Xbox, and I got to play it with him. And that was my first major console game I played. And then I basically just got an Xbox. Halo 3 had just released. Got Halo 3 and spent a ridiculous amount of time on Halo 3. And also in the same year, Black Ops, the first Black Ops, Call of Duty Black Ops released. And I spent a ridiculous amount of time playing that too. And then I was just a COD Halo boy after that. So that's basically what got me in the game.
Started sucking.
Like I basically just went over to my buddy's house and just played an insane amount of Halo until I got my own console because I love Halo.
Bro, I fucking missed being able to dump like hours and hours into the game.
That's what happens as you grow up, though.
Yeah.
I mean, you still are able to do that sometimes. This is not as much as you'd like.
Well, yeah, like my first game that I played, I think was like Cars 2 Cars on the computer. It was like a computer.
Yeah.
No, actually, I take that back. My first game I ever played was Half-Life.
Half-Life.
I played my dad's copy of Half-Life, and I love that game. But my mom found out that I was playing it and got mad at my dad, and my dad was like, "I'm sorry, I gotta take it away."
Yeah.
But the first game I remember sinking tons and tons of hours into was, like I said, Zelda Spirit Tracks. I beat that game probably like 7 times, and like so it sparked my love for the Zelda series, you know. So like, but like I probably put an ungodly amount of hours because I would just go to school, come home, and play that until I went to bed, and then I would still play that while like under the covers and shit like that. And my mom would come in, and, you know.
Yeah,
just
dude.
sliding
like
it under
sneaking
the
the DS under the
Yeah.
That's pretty traditional strategy right there.
Basically, everyone's done it.
Oh yeah. all the time.
Everyone who's ever had a DS has done that. Like,
Same with Game Boy.
like my first game on the DS. I don't know if anyone ever played it, but it was like the Batman game, and you had to like clear the levels and try to fight the Joker at the end.
Yo, yes.
Yeah, dude.
Oh my God, you just unlocked a whole new memory. That is insanity.
Dude, I remember freaking out at like 2 a.m. one morning that I beat Mr. Freeze, and I thought I was the shit. I was freaking out.
Hey,
and then,
when you're like 7 and you're trying to beat that shit, you
was
are
like-
you are the shit. When you beat that level, my God.
dude, the Mr. Freeze fight was kind of hard, like back in the day at least.
No, yeah, I
But
agree.
like my first game I ever played on like any video game console ever was Killer Instinct on my dad's Super Nintendo, and I still play that game occasionally.
It's always a good time.
He used to be able to beat me. He hasn't beat me in at least 5-10 years. He's
So,
trash.
Justin, what was your
I'm looking at you. You're trash. Get better. Your Thunder's
All right,
shit.
So
what was your first game?
the first game I ever got was Codename Kids Next Door.
Oh.
It was like
You
a
were
little
one of those, weren't you?
dude.
Yeah.
No, it was literally like a little side scroller that you played, and it was not. It was like
I
a
feel
side
like-
scroller
I
that.
feel like you just awoken some deep dark memory in me because I feel like I played this game too.
I feel like anyone who knows about that game, yeah, you've played it. Like,
Yeah.
because I know
Literally
about
just-
it. I
hold on.
played it once.
that was the first game I didn't like it that much, to be quite honest. I didn't start liking games until I got Pokemon Emerald, which was my biggest one. Other than that, I would say either like console for me was probably Halo or probably COD 4.
Oh yeah.
COD 4 was big, but I started getting into PC when Diablo 2 came out. And then I also got more into it when I started playing CS Source and Left 4 Dead 2. Were pretty much the big ones.
I feel like
No, the
everyone's
original Left 4 Dead.
I feel like everyone starts on a console and then eventually goes to a PC.
Yeah, I think it's the way.
Because like with the
Not
advantage
everyone.
with PC is that you can play games that are like on console, like on PC. Like you're not bound by exclusivity and all that stuff. You can play with whoever on
And
whoever
at
game.
some point, you're going to need a PC for
Yeah.
something.
I wouldn't say everyone does
And
it,
so, like,
but-
you're going to
No,
need to
not
spend a
everyone.
certain amount on your PC anyways. Why not just spend what you would have spent on your console in addition towards your PC
Well, most
and get a better PC than you would have gotten a console?
Okay, but like most of these consoles nowadays, and specifically talking about the PS5, because again, Xbox is shitter again. But the PS5 doesn't have like a 30 series graphics card or whatever in it. I could have sworn I
about
said
what?
No.
The PS5 has some insane graphics
I
card
thought
in
it
it.
did.
No, I
had,
think
like,
it has like a 20 series technically.
No,
And
it's
I
it's
don't-
it's,
I don't remember
it's
the
either low
specs.
30s or very high 20s.
I think it's like the 2080, 2090.
Yeah, but it has an insane graphics card in it.
Well, the Xbox, I mean the PlayStation version of it, because you can't put the
Still.
actual one in it. It's huge.
Yeah, but still, like it has a really good graphics card in it, and it costs like what, a quarter of what a PC would cost typically.
Yeah.
Like if you're
How much does it cost?
It's like
PlayStation 5 when
I
it
think
first
they're
came out, I
expensive. It's like
believe it was
$600
like
right now.
600. I
It's
think it was
still
like
600.
somewhere
I
around
guess
there.
that is still half the cost of a PC.
because like if
That costs
you're
more than my PC, and I got it.
If you're buying like
You got yours discounted, bro.
yeah, if
I
you're,
know
if
I
you're
got mine
buying, like,
discounted, but again, like still paid less.
dude, like a gaming laptop that is basically like a little better than a potato is gonna cost about $1,000 like nowadays.
Yeah, nowadays.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
my
unless you do what
gaming
he did and
laptop, I got it at a discount, and I
people.
still paid like $1,200 for it. And like I've had it for like 4 years, and it's basically shitter now.
I mean, I had
it's
a
shitter anyway.
I
but
had a
it still
computer
works.
for almost 10 years, and I just finally upgraded it, and I was still able to play pretty much every game except for the brand new Battlefield, which is one of the biggest reasons I got the new PC, because I love Battlefield. Battlefield's so much fun.
Never a big Battlefield.
I love
fan.
Battlefield.
So Battlefield's an interesting one because especially like for me and a lot of people, grew up playing Call of Duty because Call of Duty was a lot bigger than Battlefield back in the day, at least for younger people. But Battlefield's interesting because if you play Call of Duty, it's just so different. It's the same in a lot of ways, but extraordinarily different in many, many, many other ways. And so it's just harder to get a grasp of the game because it's played on such a wider scale where Call of Duty isn't. And I feel like that's kind of like the biggest thing that kind of makes the game weird to play, is because the maps are so massive and it takes forever to do anything. So like for Call of Duty, you're used to that fast-paced action, whereas Battlefield, you're not fighting that often.
Yeah,
Unless
but
you're
it
dropping into hot
I'd
spots,
be
you're
more
not
open
fighting
to
that
play
often.
Battlefield than Call of Duty most of the time because it is, like you said, because it's that big open field battle, which I do appreciate, because that implements some strategy of like taking.
Not only
Well,
that,
yeah,
but you
stuff
get
like
you get
vehicles,
you get
helicopters, tanks, all that
jets,
stuff. It's
like,
it's a pretty strategic game,
Right.
more
Or-
so than Call of Duty.
or when Battlefield 1 came out, when they added like the destroyers on the coastlines just blowing down the enemy team,
Dude,
They're so
Battlefield
much
1,
fun.
far and away the best Battlefield.
or
I
like the
love that game.
Zeppelins.
Yeah,
The
dude.
Zeppelins were so much fun.
They weren't even that OP either.
No,
Well, let's bring it back.
Welcome back to the Battlefield podcast.
Yeah.
first League of Legends, now
Could've done
Battlefield.
Yeah.
Yeah, we really switch it up around here, don't
Yeah,
we?
yeah.
Yeah.
Have you
Pick a
guys-
game. We'll rant about it for an hour.
No, but
Well-
my little journey was different. It's funny that you guys talked about, like, normally you start with a console. I started, like, my first memories gaming was in New York when I was like 4 years old.
New York.
New York.
Eating
Say
some
coffee.
pi-
Say it correctly.
He's eating
What?
pineapple pizza, by the way.
Say coffee.
Coffee.
It's coffee.
It's coffee.
It's not.
There's O's there, you prick lord. Okay, anyway.
Okay, we'll talk about your
It's-
consoles there, you prick lord. It's coffee.
So
It's coffee.
it
He
was
didn't
like
deny
there
it.
was like a PC in
Yeah,
the
he didn't.
basement, and there was like this Batman game, kind of like side scroller. It was a bit more advanced than that, and then there was like a Spider-Man web game that, like, the further you go, and it was playing the Black Betty song all the way throughout the game. yeah,
that
one,
yeah.
But that was my start, and then it went to like PS1, PS2. PS2 specifically, I remember playing SSX 3 every fucking day. And when I was younger, that game was amazing. Love it to death. And then it was like the Jack 2 and Ratchet and Clank. Like, I loved those games too.
All
The
the
fact that
traditional
you
games.
brought up the Spider-Man game made me think about back when I played Spider-Man 2
Oh boy.
on the PlayStation 2.
I played Spider-Man 3 on the Wii. That shit was dang, because you were like, because you had to use the Wii remote, right? So you were actually web swinging through New York, and I was like, this is fucking lit. I'm Spider-Man.
You're just like, I'm sweating.
dude. That's actually what got me into the whole Marvel series. Anyways, back to what you
You
were saying.
you literally just brought back two
Spider-Man
two
2.
of my favorite games from PlayStation.
But
The
I
only
did.
reason I kept it was SSX 3 and Ratchet and Clank was so good.
So-
7-year-old me
Yeah.
was not prepared for Spider-Man 2.
Would you play it on the PS2?
On the PlayStation 2, I got my ass kicked so bad. I got to the first boss, who was just Electro, of course, as always.
Right.
Almost every Spider-Man game, if you pay attention, ends up being Electro for one reason or another.
He's just one of the most common villains he's got.
pretty generic. Just
I would
kinda
say
fun.
Green Goblin's probably the most common
well,
one.
but Green Goblin, Doc Ock, they're kind of the big bad. They're kind of
Yeah, you gotta save them
gotta
for
work
the
up
end.
for them. They're the
You gotta-
big bads, you
you
know.
gotta
See,
save him for the end.
Electro kicked my ass like the first 5 times I fought him. Then I started putting up a fight.
Then he's like, I finally figured it out.
I don't remember if I ever beat Green Goblin.
Or if it was Spider-Man 2, it'd be Doc Ock, wouldn't it be? Yeah.
I think
Was
it
it
was,
Doc
it was
Ock?
Doc. Yeah, it was
Doc Ock.
But I don't think I was done. That was a pretty interesting interlude, though. That was
Sorry.
about your Spider-Man journey.
You just brought up Spider-Man.
Keep
and it just
going,
made me
Ryan.
think of Spider-Man 2.
Well, like he was talking about it, and I had this little Spider-Man like piece of shit console that was the little thing that you plugged in with the USB or something. Or
Dude, I used to have a Spider-Man pinball machine.
Did you really?
Dude,
Yeah.
that's dope, bro.
Dude, I gotta find the picture of me playing on it, dude.
That's
I love
pretty cool.
that.
That's
It was
dope.
cool.
Wait, pinball machines exist? No, I'm kidding.
Where did it go? Ryan,
still
where did it go?
Stuff.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
level
I think-
1, bro.
I think it broke.
Yeah.
I think it broke after a
Did they
while.
sell it?
I don't know. Gotta find
'Cause
an
that
antique
thing
store
would
somewhere.
be extremely.
That's
valuable.
like a collector's
it was plastic.
item.
It was for kids. Like it was.
Oh.
Oh, it was
plastic
like
shit.
one of the
it-
little bitty ones.
No,
'Cause I'm like, if it was-
little, it was like actual, like it was good size.
It was
but
the
like
table?
plastic legs.
Oh.
Oh, it was like a little.
It
kitty
wasn't
table.
like metal big ass Spider-Man.
It wasn't like the
No.
classic arcade, like
No, not
what
like
would
that,
now
but
be
it was-
considered
yeah.
a collector's
it was
item.
it was like 3/4 the size of it, but like plastic made. Like it was
Okay.
pretty good.
Because I'm like, if they had the actual one, that'd be like thousands of dollars worth of a game
No,
right
of course,
there.
yeah. But now that I'm thinking about it, going into what, then my brother, who I was gonna bring, is just like he could pick that up by the time we were leaving New York. So
It
when
wasn't.
he turned like 12 or something like that, he got a PS3, and me and him were playing on it. And he always beat my ass in almost every game I challenged him
As
in.
older
The
brothers,
older
So
brother
that-
is supposed to lay down the hammer.
That kicked off my love for like video gaming, was to beat his ass one day.
Oh yeah.
It never happened.
See, the problem is
Still
with
training for that day, Ryan.
Dude, yeah, are you fucking kidding me?
The problem is with the older brother, they either just forever play and you'll just never catch up, or they stop playing and then you catch up, and then they just don't want to play you because they're so out of practice.
That's kind of
just
why
don't
like
care enough,
I
yeah.
got so good at like MW2 and MW3. Like that's where my like I got really into gaming and stuff like that, and I was stomping the shit out of people in MW3. I fucking damn it, it's
Oh.
20-minute suction line. Damn it. Cool. Yep. And we're back. Let's talk about camera quality. I'm still got to master this stuff.
Yeah, this stuff
okay.
isn't easy. It's a learning curve.
Yeah, it is a
What?
learning curve.
It's
so
it's episode 2, dude. Like, don't beat yourself up.
That's true.
I guess so.
We got a lot
It
way
happens.
to go.
It happens.
Yeah, so I finished off on PS2, like that stuff. PS3, tried to beat my brother's ass really,
Yeah.
and then obviously from the MW3 days, at the end of that time, my brother was like, "Hey, do you want like to build a PC?" I'm just like, "That doesn't sound too bad." And then I took the $500 that I had at the time, got the best graphics card for like $250, and then built the rest of my PC off that, and came up with a decent one that could play pretty much anything I wanted to play.
Really?
I wish
Wait,
graphics cards still cost $250.
Yeah.
Well,
Make
I
up.
bought,
I
like I bought a
wish.
used one, and it was still beaten up to hell. But then I traded that one in for a 960, and I used that bitch forever.
Oh, is that the one that I'm using now?
Yep.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
used that 960 for a long time.
That. Yeah, my charity cause.
So it's
I
very well
appreciate it.
used. Yes.
Yes. it actually still works and it does fantastic.
That's
still.
incredible.
Yeah, no, I love it. You know, it's been working great for that computer.
But yeah, that's kind of where my story ends. Cause
Wait.
yeah.
What year did you build your computer though?
Let's see. So I was stopping the pub stomping of little bitches in MW3 at like 2015-ish.
Like I was playing
2014.
MW3. No, I was pub stomping little bitches.
Oh yeah, dude. I didn't.
Oh,
Stomping
yeah.
into
There
the
wasn't
ground.
a game where I didn't go over 25 kills.
Curb
Yeah.
stomping and
Shit.
breaking teeth.
Holy
If
shit.
you were the COD kid back in the day, a lot of people were pub stompers, and it was the greatest of times.
And yeah, I was friends with a clan back in the day, and I played with some people that were really fun to play with, and then I left them for 2 years because like
You just
I found
ghosted 'em.
PC. I found PC.
Yeah.
Dude,
I remember coming back and seeing hate messages.
Oh yeah, that's the
That was fucking
dude,
glorious.
That's the best. Whenever I log on my Xbox 360, which is rare nowadays, I always come back to all the hate messages I had from back in the day, and I'm like, this is why I played
Well, it's more
games.
just it was hate messages from my own clan, and the one person I didn't get a hate message from was the guy who introduced me to that clan in the first place.
He probably feels bad. He's probably just like, dude, I brought this kid.
Oh
up.
no,
I'm
I'd get
sorry."
hate messages from randoms that I just trashed, and it was the best, dude. Xbox with the voice messages was so great.
The worst that I actually got it on was not COD or Halo. It was Battlefield, dude.
Oh yeah.
When you shit on a kid in Battlefield, they lose it.
Dude, the battlefield community, those people are hardcore. Like, you shit on someone and they're mad. Like, COD, it's like, whatever. But Battlefield, they're fucking mad.
See, this is why I feel like so many people just need to grow some thicker skin.
You do.
This
Like,
it's
like,
the reason
this
why
is-
we have thick skin.
This is literally what we used to get people to have thick skin back for
Yeah,
like,
like
our ages.
Now you can't have
But
like
now, if you do any of the things that does, that Justin did, like, there's a thing about if you play too well, you get moved. Like, that's not an okay thing anymore.
what do you mean? If you play good, you get
That
moved.
everything's put into ranks.
yeah, so, like, if
Oh.
I trash people,
So if you trash
I'm
people,
going up. and they're
you're
going
going
down.
to be moved to only people that would trash people, which means that no one gets shit on.
Yeah, you're just not good anymore. In
Which is
comparison to
the
your
entire
competition.
point. But like that makes it so people can't learn to deal with the fact that you don't always win the game.
That's fair.
Well, also, like, the big part of Call of Duty back in the day was game chat. So if you dunked on the entire team, when you got out, those fuckers were stuck in the lobby with you, and you would just unleash fury.
Oh,
on
yeah.
them. And like, they would get mad and yell at you because they thought you'd suck, and then you would just start trashing them. Also, like, if you sucked in a game, like, you were hearing about it from not just your team, but the enemy team as well. So you practiced and made sure you got damn good. So you did get every slur in the book. You could get everything, man. Like, people were so brutal back then. And it was honestly the best because if you couldn't swim, you were going to sink. And it was very quick, too.
I have a theory that ranking systems were just introduced to try to get people to stop
Well,
that.
also, no one
because
talks in games anymore.
yeah,
because of that,
because
too.
of the like Discord.
Well,
and
that's
everything like
exactly
that.
why I don't talk in Siege half the time. Like, I'll talk if there's some fun. Like, I've had a couple guys who are actually just shooting the piss, and they're fun. But most of the people who in voice chat use it to just scream racial slurs at the top of their lungs, and it just takes away the game.
Or
Like, I'm just
blast
sit-
music through their headsets.
Yeah,
and
it's like I'm
it's
just here trying to enjoy the game. But I think that's why they invented the ranking system, was to stop that. But it fueled the competitive aspect. Look at that, full circle.
the best for that chat banter was Call of Duty Search and Destroy.
Oh,
After
yeah.
the round
Oh, yeah.
ended.
Yeah.
After the round
Oh,
ended,
yeah.
Search and Destroy, people would just go off. It'd be one-liners back and forth for like, 30 seconds, and then it'd give you another round.
You had to get good at flaming because
Oh,
if you would stutter in something like that, your ass was getting roasted, right? If
I think that's why I never got good at
You-
it.
you made fun of everything. You made fun of people how they played. You made fun of how they talked and like their shitty mic and everything. Like, there was nothing off limits, and that was the best because like you had to learn how to like get yelled at by a bunch of people and be okay with that.
You did have to learn how to defend yourself.
Oh,
from a
you had to
pretty
learn how
early
to defend
stage.
yourself too, and you had to be on the spot. Like,
Oh,
you
yeah.
couldn't sit there and craft your rebuttal. No, you were going. If you
See,
couldn't get it done, you're just
I
screwed.
just remember one of my favorite times to ever hear someone's chat. So when you're assassinating them in Halo.
Oh yeah.
The solid 3 seconds they have to just scream all of the obscenities that can
can't
come
fit,
into their
yeah.
mind.
It's
And
the
you get to
greatest
hear
thing.
every single rage-filled obscenity.
There was
It,
one.
it legitimately fueled me at times.
Dude, those old games where like people can just unleash on you for free and like you can go back. That's what made Boys and the Men, dude, back in the day.
My
'Cause,
favorite.
oh.
My favorite one-liner I still remember was from Halo Reach when you were whenever you were
You good
Fuck.
there, buddy?
You want to
When-
think about it first?
whenever you were able to do the elites versus the Spartans.
Oh,
You
yeah.
remember what
Yeah,
was
yeah.
that game mode?
I
Shit.
don't remember, but
You know what I'm
it
talking
was
about.
a really fun game.
Invasion.
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 Yeah.
And when you assassinated and you can hear the enemy player. I remember this guy. I was playing the elites at one point, and I hear this guy who I assassinated sitting there and going, "This aliens face fucking the shit out of me with his tentacle ass face.
That's good.
We'll throw a picture up of one of the elites so you can kind of see what he's talking about.
I remember that.
I want to
line.
spin this back to Jason because he didn't get
Yeah.
a turn. So I want to hear what
Okay,
was
okay.
Yeah, what got you? Because you like completely different games than all of us.
So,
What was
so
the journey of the
I
big hairy
played the
bear?
Game Boy, right?
uh huh.
I don't remember anything besides Pokemon. I had a ton of other games, and I actually
Wait.
probably spent the least amount of time on Pokemon.
Really?
It wasn't my favorite game. My favorite game on the Game Boy.
Mm-hmm.
It's so obscure.
Well, what is it?
Let's hear it. Let's hear it, bro.
Just spit it out already.
The temptation is killing me.
The reason you have temptation this at all is because I'm trying to remember the goddamn name.
Like, listen, I wasn't trying
While
to
you
think
think
it
of
for
that,
you.
can I just be a disappointment to everyone here?
What?
I never played Pokemon until high school when they came out with that iOS emulator.
Oh my
No
god.
fucking
Year.
way.
That was the first time I ever played Pokemon. Also,
We can't be friends. I'm
Pokemon
sorry.
Go. That was
Podcast
like
over.
those are the two. Those are the two times I've played Pokemon basically.
Fernando, it's okay. If we played him in an actual game, he'd get his shit stomped because
Oh,
he doesn't
yeah,
know a
dude.
solid team.
Oh yeah, no, I know.
It wasn't Mega Man.
The only game I played was Fire Red, and I love that game to death.
That's definitely not.
I don't. I only.
It
like,
is a very
No,
solid game.
It was
Kanto
the one
where you
played
generation
as the
is
dude-
far and away my
Oh, wait,
favorite
wait.
generation. I don't like any other generation.
I'm still waiting for a re-release of Emerald.
I'm actually though super excited for the Arceus Pokemon.
Doris,
He's
remember
trying to
it?
come up with the
what
name
was
of
the
the game.
game that you played where you played it? Well, what was the dude's name? Where he goes into the internet and he fights things?
Oh
Is it
Fuck.
Wreck-It Ralph? Like what?
No.
Code- yeah.
was it Code Lyoko?
No. So
There was a Game Boy game.
So the main character is
Yeah.
just a normal dude, but there's an alien life form that lives inside of Data, and the entire world runs off of like
It sounds
different
like
robots
Digimon,
and
to be
shit.
real with you.
Is
It's
this like
the
Osmosis
very
Jones?
exciting.
The
Digimon.
It's
Electro?
very Digimon-esque.
Is this like Osmosis Jones, the Electro version? Like what?
Damn.
Know what I'm
My
talking about?
brain
Yeah.
won't remember the goddamn name. I had it earlier. Either one. The entire idea was
Regardless.
quite literally think Mega Man, but on the internet playing Digimon.
Gotcha.
Is the
That is very
easiest way.
confusing.
The
It's just-
easiest- it was an obscure game.
It's just one of
'cause
the obscure
it
side
had
scrollers.
movies.
Oh,
It had
movies. Like cutscenes?
No, I mean like they made movies that were about the same characters that are like
Oh.
in the game.
You
and
sure
shit.
it wasn't Code Lyoko?
It was not Cleo.
Because I'm like Code Lyoko was basically that.
No. There's only one main character that goes in and fights.
Was
the
it a
dude
JRPG?
looks like Mega Man.
Was it a JRPG?
No.
I think I know what you're talking about. Oh, I don't know the name either.
Oh man, we're gonna be sitting here
Fuck,
for hours
yeah, I'm
trying
gonna-
to figure
I'm
It
it out.
gonna-
sounds so
I'm
familiar.
gonna wake up in the middle of the night tonight and be like, "Fuck, I know."
No. I'm going home and I'm finding the game.
Here,
I have
own
it
it?
still.
If we
yeah.
don't-
Still own it?
If he finds the game, we'll put a picture of it on
I'll
the
just
Right.
screen.
I'll put
So-
a PNG of just his photo, just right
just
here.
put a PNG of Jason making the stupidest face he can.
Noted. He
find.
does that. I'm
I'll do
gonna
that
try
too.
to do a walkthrough of it.
Yeah.
I'll figure out how to play it. I don't care.
Wait,
I'm already
Jason,
putting a stockpile list
so
of
Jason,
photos
I,
together
I
for
thought
Justin.
you didn't
so
actually play any handheld.
I'll give you the file,
devices.
Michael.
Oh, I played both both on the I just told you.
The DS and the
The
Game Boy?
DS and the Game Boy. The thing is I didn't enjoy I enjoyed the Game Boy,
Uh-huh.
but I don't have any memories really.
Uh-huh.
Hell, I played Grand Theft Auto 1 on the Game Boy.
Way to
That's
date
how
yourself,
that's
old man.
how easy it was to play on a Game Boy.
Those are
That's a
really-
Do
meta
that now.
game. Holy
Oh, it was
shit.
horrible.
Vice
I
City, I
didn't
think Vice
even
City was the
enjoy
last
the
one you
game.
could play.
Like it
Really?
wasn't fun.
I used to play that on the iPod. They had an iPod.
Oh,
version,
yeah.
And I used to play the shit out of that.
Oh.
But I didn't even know they had a Game Boy version of that. Because, like, I remember when I asked you if you had a DS, you told me you didn't. But I never asked if you had owned one at one point. Because didn't you, like, lose yours or something like that, or it broke?
Mine is partially broken, but it's not like it's not that bad. I have a DS Lite,
Yeah, I did too.
and it's Pokemon Diamond and Pearl style.
Yeah. That was Diamond and Pearl was the second game I
Oh,
played.
I also don't have DS games. I have a DS Shark.
Oh, one of those emulators?
Yeah, one of those emulators.
Uh-huh.
So I have like 17, 18 games on just a single black chip.
Yeah, they're just those weird
That
things.
I'm willing to be honest, I would have changed them like a dozen times by now, but my mom had the things, and she adamantly refused to teach me how to just do it myself.
Really?
Yeah.
Bro, you gotta miss those parental locks.
Oh,
Dude, I got
man.
around those so fast.
Well,
I
it was
figured out my parents'
no.
code
The
on the 3DS.
the discs with the games on them she has, and if I don't have those, I can't put the games on there. And I'm just like, why? But I want to play new games.
What about past that? Like, what was the big driving force in the console area?
In the console area, that one's quite simple. I played Yu-Gi-Oh! White and Red Roses.
Wow.
It was
That's a game I haven't heard about in a long time.
The Yu-Gi-Oh game was your console game?
Yu-Gi-Oh! Red and White Roses was the first memorable game on PlayStation 2.
Oh, I actually know that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually,
Yeah.
that was a pretty big
Do
fucking
you
deal,
know
actually.
how amazing I would find it when I just threw 2 random cards out and they fused and turned into Omega Jesus?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty sure that's wrong, but it sounds so right.
I summon Omega Jesus.
you don't understand, Torres, but if he's
Giga Chad.
actually played the game I'm talking about,
I
he
know
knows
what it
exactly
is.
what I mean.
Is it actually Omega Jesus?
No,
No,
it's
it's
not
not
literal
Omega Jesus. It's not a card for
I
Omega
was
Jesus.
about to be like, God, I
So the
gotta
way
find this
the
game.
game
Pray to it
worked
every day.
Is it was a real-time strategy Yu-Gi-Oh game.
Like, not card
Not-
game.
not-
it wasn't the
not real
card
time.
game.
It was turn-based
It,
strategy.
it was like an RPG turn-based game.
You had an entire board
And
that
you-
was like 10 by 10, and each spot had a different like planes that changed what units got boosts, and depending on who you were fighting against was what the map was. But when you play has your main unit,
Uh-huh.
and then you put out your units as cards onto the lands next to it. So imagine like your main thing is a factory. You lose that, you lose. They have a factory. They lose that, they lose. But the factories can move,
Oh,
and everything can just throw down Yu-Gi-Oh cards around them.
gotcha. So
Like,
it's just a board game, but you played it on the PlayStation.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. And instead of using a fusion card to fuse monsters, you just have to put 2 monsters in the same space,
Or have them walk together. Like, walk
and have
into
them
each
walk into each other.
God damn.
And if you did that, there was, depending on the cards, they could combine.
To summon Mega Jesus.
Summon Omega Jesus. Because there were times that I would combine 2 cards and it would end up with something lackluster, and I'm like, eh.
Uh-huh.
A Mega Evolved
And then
Jesus.
there was like 2 times where I put 2 cards in the same spot, and I got like 2 units that were just terrifying.
I'm
wasn't
so
ready
sorry.
for that.
Yeah.
I'm laughing hard because
I got you, baby.
guys are just been giggling.
Michael put a picture in my fucking head of Omega Evolved Jesus. That is just so. It's so weird.
It's like Mega Evolution Jesus.
So wait,
Yeah.
have you guys ever watched the show, like the original show for Yu-Gi-Oh?
No, I never did.
No.
That was like I watched Digimon
Ryan,
religiously.
you're the
but not
only one that
Yu-Gi-Oh.
I know that's like actually liked Yu-Gi-Oh. Have you ever watched like the show?
Yeah.
Okay, so you know when he fought Kaiba and they had the holograms,
I was like, which one?
the original show,
The first fight.
the
Kaiba
first,
match?
yeah, when they had the holograms.
Yeah.
That's basically what the game was. It had
Okay.
the hologram stuff like that and the 2DS
No,
map
I
and
know
everything.
about the
like-
game.
It
Like, I've
was
heard about
awesome.
it, and I've never gotten the chance
Yeah, I've
to
seen
play
it before.
But it was huge.
I
Like, it was
wish
a huge
It was
game.
a big
play
deal.
a game like that
I
again.
played on the White Rose side, and I went so far. I tried playing as the Red Roses, and I got my ass kicked so bad. So the white is the good side, the red is the bad side.
Right.
If you're playing on the good side, you go against the insect dude, then the dinosaur dude, and then you end up fighting the dude who plays the loony characters.
Mhm. Oh,
Maximilian? Pegasus?
yeah,
Yeah.
Pegasus.
Yeah, you end up fighting him. He kicked my ass a couple times. But if you play as the other side, the first person you have to fight against is fucking Wheeler.
I have no
Joey
idea who that
Wheeler?
is.
Joey Wheeler.
Oh,
He's your first fucking opponent.
easy.
You say that, but he wins through bullshit.
Through Omega Jesus' blessing, he finds it in his soul to win.
wish.
Omega Jesus bullshit.
My problem is that all of the lands around it just literally just fucked me every single time. Because my main decks that I've done that have ever gone really fucking well have always been the exact kind of units that get negative penalties in his kind of territories.
Yes, you.
And so, like, I'm going in with half my my actual supposed attack power. He's coming in with twice his supposed attack power, and I'm just like, why? I'm
Life
getting
just hates you,
stumped.
Jason. Life just hates you. It's okay.
You're like trying to beat a fire type with like a bunch of grass.
I still remember my absolute biggest move when it came to summoning Omega Jesuses. What I would do is I would do a plant type monster, and then a it looked like, if I remember correctly, it was like a female knight or something. If you put them both out at the same place, they become just a giant flower with a girl inside it. Don't know her name.
Oh, I know it. I don't know the name of it, but I know which one you're talking about.
That thing had
It's brutal.
insane stats.
Was that the Holy Omega Mary?
She could literally.
Omega Mary.
Holy Omega Mother
Torres.
Mary.
It was
Torres,
Holy
she
Virgin
was
Mary,
my
thank
counter.
you.
She was my counter to Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Oh shit.
That's how good she was.
I have no idea how strong Blue Eyes White Dragon was. I just saw it.
Oh,
in
come
the
on.
You
Blue
just
Eyes-
remember
Dude,
it.
I never played Yu-Gi-Oh! Get
Dude,
off my dick.
I have a pop.
Yeah, enter Yu-Gi-Oh! Game.
I have a pop figurine of Blue Eyes White Dragon on my wall, and it will never leave. It is iconic.
I don't know. I think I helped the
Another
amount of money.
Weird
PlayStation
flex,
2
but
that
okay.
came in
No,
after that.
it would never leave.
Another PlayStation 2 that came after that. Digimon 4.
No, I never got into Digimon.
I only love the show. I wish I could have played the video games.
Pokemon
don't
was the only
understand.
one.
They had a thing where, like, in extreme straits, if you had gotten enough of what's called a burst bar full, your Pokemon would just Digimon would digivolve, like just evolve upwards.
Right.
I had one time where I was somewhere I shouldn't have been. I really shouldn't have been. All my Digimon are at the first level, so they're all like this tall.
The baby version of Digimon.
They're all like this
the-
tall, and they're like baby version of Pokemon. Imagine like my strongest one at the time looked kind of like Charmander.
Oh, I know which one you're
Yeah, it
talking
was
about.
And it was
not
kind of like a
Gabumon, it
Charmander.
was,
No, you've told me about this.
I don't even know
I've told you
Digimon,
the story
but I know
before
what
I
he's
know.
talking about.
Yeah, I know what he's. I know. What
I
he's
had
talking about. Gabumon's
one.
a wolf.
I had one that looked like a monkey, like a green fucking monkey.
Why the fuck did that get you so bad, huh? Why the fuck did that get you so bad, huh, Michael?
don't know.
I had
Michael,
one
monkey.
I wonder why.
green monkey.
Just throwing
Because he thinks
bananas
of
at
Justin
you.
Whenever he thinks of monkey.
It's a shiny Mankey.
I'm in an area I'm not supposed to.
Monkey.
Both
monkey.
of my other Digimon have
Monkey.
just died. So I'm just looking at this giant Ogremon, which is just a fucking ogre,
Right.
which is at least like 2 levels of 2 tiers
It's
above
like,
my own.
crap, it's like
Which
an
would be
adult
like
level
if my
Digimon.
Charmander was fighting Charizards.
Right.
Oh.
I'm losing here. And then out of nowhere my burst bar exploded and my Digimon just goes, "Fuck no. Evolve!" and turns into a pirate.
What?
You're like, what the
My
hell?
monkey turned into a pirate.
You have Momo from Avatar: The Last Airbender that turns into Jack Sparrow and just goes, yeah!
Not only that, Jack Sparrow with a cannon for an arm.
No
and
shit.
sitting there running around. I have a jar of dirt. I have a jar of dirt.
And I only had one option. But because that happened, it only let me have one option to use his special attack, which was literal just bombard with cannons.
Yeah.
One-shotted the fucking ogre.
And you got out of there in one piece, I imagine.
Turned around, and I went right back to save. I wasn't going to lose my new evolution.
That's pretty. Well, do you like if they die? Do you like lose them?
If they die, I go all the way back to my last save.
Oh fuck yeah.
Which, because of how long it took for me to get to where I was, I would have lost a lot of time.
Yeah, I bet.
Not to mention if I had stayed in that area and I lost Hookmon, who was what he turned into, I would have.
Yeah, I know what Hookmon looks like.
I would have lost the ability to turn him into Hookmon. Because it was a random bullshit. Just
something happened.
You
okay?
I know something's killing Justin.
You okay, Justin?
I want to know.
I
I'm
have
sorry.
something
Was it
that's
the
funny
hook,
too that I'm
Justin?
gonna talk to you later about.
Was it the hook, Justin?
What? Why did I immediately picture Hookmon to be almost Hooker Mom?
You just got a milf fetish, Justin.
What?
You just got a milf fetish.
What's your problem, dude?
Oh God!
He's still thinking
Like-
about those cougars, okay?
Yeah,
Like
dude,
we
those
said,
wine
the
moms.
He's very excited. To
like we said,
work with wine
killing
moms.
it in the 60-year-old woman department.
Jesus Christ, keep it in your pants, boy.
No, that was the like. Pokemon, he didn't have problems like that.
Yeah, you also didn't have cougar moms in them either.
Anyways,
I don't
Jason.
know. We
Okay,
all know
listen,
what
Ash's
the mom
mom.
did with Professor Oak.
Oh God.
Okay, listen, Ash's mom and Professor Oak. That's
Tells
a
the
whole nother
10-year-old to
story.
go on a journey and sits there and bangs the mom for the entire
Go
time.
find and catch every Pokemon out there. Yeah, you should be out.
Don't
there
come
for a
back
few
till you're
months,
done.
Years. This man's been 10 for like over 10 years. I'm just saying.
Like 30.
That's why they keep adding more
He
generations.
still sucks.
See, Torres.
He still can't win.
He's still trash.
He like finally won a Pokemon League like 3 years ago.
Ash is still
What?
trying to go
Yeah,
home.
He won the
Alolan.
Alolan
How the
League.
fuck is this an enjoyable
it-
show?
It
It
took
really
him
wasn't.
7 generations to win a single show. I mean, to win a single league.
Did he win badges at all throughout this entire time?
Oh, he's
No.
won badges.
How
Pl-
the fuck?
He's won plenty of badges. He
The
just
badges-
hasn't won.
The badges work differently than they do in the show. They just get
I-
you, or the league is that you just a big tournament if you get all 8 badges.
Yeah. It's like a big, like, kind of like,
of champions, basically.
Exactly.
yeah, it's kind of like a giant elimination
It's-
bracket
yeah,
to get
so
to the
it's not-
championship
it's
thing.
not Final
in
Four,
the
it's-
anime,
it's
at
just
least.
It's just a
It's not Elite Four. The Elite Four like show up throughout the show, but he never fights them.
yeah.
He never fights.
Well, he fights one and gets absolutely slacked.
What's the Elite Four? They're the best 4 Pokemon trainers in the whole thing.
Like
Yeah.
when he fought Cynthia. Oh my God, Cynthia just absolutely destroyed him.
Anyways, Jason, is there anything else you wanted to add to that?
One of the things that made me love Digimon 4 so much
Uh-huh.
is quite literally the fact that like burst bar
Uh-huh.
literally gave you the same feeling as what happens in the show sometimes when they really needed someone to pull something out of their ass, and it gave a good explanation for it. Other than the
Oh
fact
my.
that Justin just stinks.
I should have held the microphone
the
to
amount of
it.
interruptions Jason has
I'm
had.
very
we
sorry.
Are so fucking
Yeah,
bad.
I'm so far sorry, Jason, but we also might have to cut this short because I think I'm about to gas this out. That.
Me too.
Oh.
That pizza's catching up, bro.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry about that, Jason. Finish up your point.
Penis.
All
We're just gonna end the show there.
Have a good one.
I'm sorry, Jason. I owe you a beer. All right, you guys have a good night. Deuces.
Peace.
out.
Have a good one.
Also, any hot cougars, you know where to find Justin.
I give up.